Hello there everybody, my name is Supermay and this is another video after like a year or something. It's been quite a while actually, so I guess welcome back if you're here. So this is a kind of future Manchester United team for 2015-2016 that I hope that will happen or something similar to this. So let's start off. The pie I think is already confirmed. So that's a class player. He's 22 or something right here. 20, sorry. He'll be 21 next year. It's pretty good. He could get up 81, 82 overall next year, I think. He deserves something better. So let's start at the top. Rooney and Di Maria should be our front three. I have big hopes for Di Maria. He had some problems this year, but he finished third in assists with playing much less time. Um, Fabregas and I don't know who else was in front of him in assists. So I think he's a class player. Rooney, a lot of people think Rooney can do it. A lot of people say let's bring in Benzema, Lacazette, I know something like that, Kane even. But if Rooney has the pie, Di Maria and Mata around himself, and of course Herrera and Gundogan coming forward, I think he could do it. Blind also inclined coming from fullback in front and getting in crosses. I think Rooney is the guy that we need. His positioning, in my opinion, is absolutely awesome. He's not the guy who's going to run through their whole team. He's not Messi. He's not Ronaldo. But his positioning, his finishing, that is class. And I think that is a thing that we need. I mean, there could be an upgrade. I think Benzema or Lacazette may be better at striker position, but we need Rooney. We need Rooney, and his best position is striker, but he also comes back in defense when it's that's needed. So he's the type of guy that we need at striker. Please don't put him at cam or at CDM or whenever. Just put him up top, and he'll do the job. I think he could score. I think 20 goals next season if Depay, Di Maria, Mata perform with good play and giving him good balls in. He could do it. He could score 20 goals for us. I just hope he doesn't get injured. He's the club captain. He does have a lot on his shoulders, but I think he's the right guy. So at Cam, we have Juan Mata. This guy is absolutely amazing. Uh, we could switch these two around, Mata and Di Maria, because Mata was playing at the right mid position in a few last games. I know, like 10 games or something like that last season, and he was absolutely fantastic. Also scored one of the best goals versus Liverpool, that overhead kick, assisted by Di Maria at that time. Another assist from him, and that was a beautiful assist. So I don't know. Matt at camera at right mid and Di Maria where I think Di Maria at right mid, Mata at cam. I think that could work. I am dropping Fellaini. He should be the B plan, you know. Then of course I don't also have Carrick in my first team, but I do have Gundogan, and I think Gundogan could be a replacement for Carrick. We should try to make him a bit more defensive, try to be that Carrick type of guy who sits back and just does a lot of things. He's like that silent worker that doesn't get a lot of cheering. He's not the type of guy that they're going to, sell a lot of shirts, but he could be the anchor of the team. On the other side, Herrera, absolutely fantastic at the end of last season. At the start, he didn't play a lot. I think that I know why, because he was too free-formed. He wanted to go around of the field too much, but Leuvenhall, I think, transformed him into a type of player Louis wants. So Herrera, Mata, and Gundogan could be the you know trio in the middle. Gundogan sitting a bit back, Mata as a cam, Herrera kind of a box to box, I think. Also Gundogan the box to box, but Gundogan a bit more defensive because I think he can do it. So at the back, I do have Klein, but I don't know. I love Raphael so much. Where's Raphael? Raphael, where are you? Here. Louis van Gaal doesn't like him for some reason, and also I think for the same thing that he didn't like Herrera, he wants to go attacking. Like Rafael really wants to attack. His defending is not really world class. His attacking is pretty good. Uh, Klein could be a replacement for him. And of course, Valencia, who played a lot of time in the right back position this year, he was okay, but he can get upgraded, of course, with Klein, um, who's a really good player from Southampton. But we have Rafael. Can we just please try to get Rafael a few games in the preseason tour at the right back or something? I think he'll be fit until then. He got broken rib or something a few games ago. Um, but I do think that Rafael could be the one. If he performs in the preseason tour, I think he could be the starting right back, Rafael. If he does things Louis van Gaal wants from him. But of course, we can go for Klein, which is also a very decent idea. On the left side, we have Dylan Bryant right now. He is a better left back than Luke Shaw right now. As Luke Shaw, here it is. Um, Luke Shaw is going to be an one of the best fullbacks, if not the best, in I don't know 3 or 4 years. But he doesn't really do it right now. I think that Blind should go in front of him in the team. Um, Maybe try to get Shaw in the under 21 games and stuff like that because he's a good player. But right now, Blind does come in front of him. The center backs, Smalling, he started the season really bad. That red card against City is just dumb, like really dumb. But after he got sent off that match, he didn't play for a few games then, and then he came back, and boy, he was amazing. And in the last game against I think Hull, right, he got the captain's armband, and that really says a lot. If Louis van Gaal gave him the captain's armband, that's something. I, I think that's something, and Smalling will have the starting right center back position next year, um, especially at the start. If he doesn't perform, of course he won't have it, but he will get the chance. On the left side, a lot of thoughts were that Smalling and Jones could be the new Rio and Vidic, but I don't think they are that. Smalling, of course, is a type of Rio player, and Jones is, of course, a Vidic type of player, but are they going to be that good? I really don't think so. Smalling will have the first team opportunities regularly, but Jones will probably come in when someone will be injured or he'll be in a good form or something, but he won't be that starting center back, not yet. I think he needs a few more years. When he'll be 26, I think he'll be really good. But right now, we could bring in someone like Otamendi, who is uh, Otamendi and Jones are you know Vidic type of players. I'm going to say Vidic and Rio because they're one of the best center back partnership ever. And so Otamendi is like that. He you know does everything for the club he plays, and that's really nice. He's just does everything. He would put his head somewhere when you don't even want to think about. By the way, that clearance from Jones against Arsenal with his head in front of Giroud when he threw himself down, that was pretty amazing. But Otamendi, I think he did the same. He's a pretty good player. And now we're coming to the most important part of this video. David De Gea, one of my favorite players in the team right now, probably behind Rooney, the second most. My favorite player. Rooney is my favorite player of all players. So De Gea, the second one. But will he stay? I am getting really annoyed right now. It's he doesn't want to sign the contract, but I wish he would. I mean, it's just he won us so many games, so many points. It's just amazing. Just think about Everton, Liverpool. It's just you gotta have this one. He's the probably the best player. I mean, he is the best player of Manchester United. He proved that. He got that awards and all stuff. So I think Louis van Gaal should do everything like really try to sign him. I mean, get the contract signed up, but he might go to Real Madrid, which is sad. But I do have these two guys, Loris and Jan Oblak. So Loris, of course, a Spurs player, absolutely class. I love this guy. He's probably the one of um, not many players from Spurs that I actually like. There are Loris, Eric. I like Ericsson. Kane is alright. Vertonghen is pretty cool. I know there are some players that are alright from Spurs. Some are I really hate some of them, but there are some players that I really like, and Loris is one of them. And if we, you know, have to sell De Gea, Loris would be probably the number one option, but Oblak, Jan Oblak from Slovenia. Yeah, I'm from Slovenia, so this gives me a bit of more wanting of Oblak because there was never any Slovenian players that actually were really good at Manchester. I mean, I don't even know if anyone played for Manchester United, but I'm more certainly that nobody that was first team all the time played for Manchester United from Slovenia. So Jan Oblak could be the first one, and that would be pretty amazing. Maybe do the same thing that Chelsea did to Courtois. Um, he's at Atletico right now, so let's sign him up, and if we can, or maybe sign Czech and Oblak, play Czech for a year or two or something like that, and then bring Oblak back from Atletico, or just loan him somewhere else to gain more experience, and then bring him back. I think that could work. If we don't get Loris, because it's gonna be a hard one from Spurs. They will want a lot of money, and even if they want to sell him, or maybe play Valdez. He's not, the type of player that I really like. I mean, he's Lord Valdez. He's not the best goalkeeper. He's alright, but he makes some very silly mistakes. Um, so maybe try to sign Oblak and put him on loan for a year or two, and or sign Loris. He's I don't know how old is he? 27. That's alright. He has. I think he can actually have 8 years or something like that, first class goalkeeping if he stays in shape and stuff like that. I think that's cool. So the players that will go out, uh, I think Evans has to go. Of course, Falcao is already out. Lindegaard could be on his way out. Thorpe went out cleverly. Some of those players went out already. Um, Carrick, we need to keep him. If it doesn't go well with Gundogan or something, Carrick is always our backup thing. Raphael, I already said I want this guy so bad. McNair, one of the best future players, I think. Pereira, um, I watched him at World Cup. I mean, I didn't watch it, but I watched the highlights of the game of 2021 under 21 Cup World Cup, something like that. He played pretty good. Reece James, don't know about this guy a lot. Blackett, um, I don't like him for his actions against Arsenal. That was a bit sad when he scored kind of an own goal. I mean, it wasn't really an own goal. He just blocked it and then it went in, but that was a sad moment for him. I mean, he's alright, but I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of Blackett. Powell, I don't know what's going on with him. Young, I want him in subs in on the bench, or maybe sometimes in the first team. He's alright. He improved very much this year. Wilson, one of the best future strikers, I think. Valencia, I'm not sure what to do. Valencia, I do want to keep him. I don't know where he'll play. He'll probably play at right mid, I think. If we get Klein, he'll be a substitution for right mid or maybe right back. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Van Persie, I want him to stay, be the backup. If he wants to play as a backup, he would be perfect. Or sometimes if we need to change a formation like a 4-4-2 or something like that, I think he still has it. But as a first team striker, week in week out, he's not going to cut it. Not anymore. I'm sorry. I love Van Persie, but he'll be 31, 32 right now in this summer, so I don't think he can do it. Shaw, as I said, one of the best young players. Januzaj, man, this guy disappointed me this year a bit. No goals, I think. I don't think he even got an assist. Maybe one or two. I don't know. I'm sure. But I hope he can retain himself in the first team the next year and you know come up with some moments of brilliance. Fellaini, he should be our plan B guy. He's not in the first team because we opposition learned how to play against Fellaini. Just put someone strong against him, tall maybe, and he's not going to do anything. But if we play with this first team and we're not playing so good, after 70 minutes it's still 0-0 against some lower placed team, bring in Fellaini. He will do the job. He will do the damage. Play him as a cam or even as a striker. Maybe put Rooney back and play Fellaini up front. It's not the thing that a lot of people think about, but he can do it. He played that at Everton sometimes, and he's the target guy, man. Put Depay and Di Maria and Mata and whoever's going to play, just put crosses in. If Fellaini is there, uh, he'll win the header a lot of times and maybe score a header. Or he's really really strong. He's a Plan B type of player. He makes the difference. He's like a super sub, I think. Then Rojo, a pretty good center back. I don't think he will slot in the first team next year. Maybe he'll play as a left back sometimes. He's a kind of versatile player. He can run center back or left back. Something will come of him. As I said with Jones, the same thing. Valdez, do want to keep him, of course. He's a good player. Maybe he'll play as a number one next year. But I'd rather see him as a backup goalkeeper. So yeah, this is it for this thing about Manchester United next year. I really hope we can win some trophies next year. That'd be pretty freaking awesome. Um, Maybe go for I don't know the league. Can we win the league? Is it possible with this team? Can we win the league with this team right here? I think it's possible. If De Gea stays, we get signings like Gundogan and Klein, and Otamendi. If we get these three players, and of course keep David De Gea, the pie is already signed, so I think we can do it. I think we can win the league. You know, I have a good feeling. If we could keep this guy, David De Gea, man, I love this guy so much. Please, David De Gea, stay. I just please stay, okay? That would mean a world to me. So yeah, this has been this for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and put your comments down below. What do you think about this Manchester United team next year? Where we'll finish? I think we'll finish. I have a feeling second. I don't think we can win the league. I'm sorry, but we can, but we'll need a lot of luck. So yeah, if you enjoyed, made all the good stuff. Until next time, peace.